Tuesday and Wednesday, the deciding factors. I have all the details and what you need to know about these 2 days right here in the video, so let's get right into it. Alright, the next couple days are going to be very important as we're going to be getting a couple announcements that will be shaping the future for all of us, at least for the short term. That's what I want to describe for you right here in the video, so let's get right into it. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so, and because I am your one and only daily advocate, I'm here for you right by your side every single day, watching all this new information hitting the wire, doing the necessary research, and breaking it all down into these short videos so you can stay updated with what's actually going on, and most importantly, how it's going to impact you, your money, your benefits, your lifestyle, your bank account, and I want to keep you posted with everything going on as things are changing very, very rapidly. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and also remember, I'm here for you in any way that I can be. That's my dedication, that's my commitment, and that is my promise to you and everybody right here in the community. All right, let's get into it and talk about Tuesday and Wednesday and why these 2 days are actually pretty important, as we're going to be getting a couple very, very important announcements. All right, so let me talk you through the details. Right away tomorrow morning, we're going to be getting the latest CPI data release. This stands for Consumer Price Index, which also refers to as the inflation numbers for last month. This is going to let us know what is going on with real inflation. Now, here's the thing. I've mentioned this many times over the last several months here. As we get these CPI data releases, which generally come about in the middle of the month for the prior month, usually the headline number has lately been coming in a little bit lower. And then we see all these people come out and say, look, inflation is going way down. And then, of course, I dig into the report and say, well, yes, headline inflation is actually going down. But when we dig into it, things like food and shelter and healthcare costs, things that people are actually spending money on a regular basis, actually continue to go up in price. So again, we'll get that latest reading tomorrow morning, right away, bright and early, 8:30 a.m. East Coast time. Of course, I'll bring you that information tomorrow as we do get the latest details on that. After I have a chance to dig through that report and break down all the details of it, I'm curious to see, because the anticipated numbers that I'm seeing as of right now are anticipating it's going to go down to about 7.4%. The last reading came in at 7.7%. So they're actually anticipating a drop in inflation of about 0.3% on an annualized basis. We'll see what that number comes in at tomorrow morning, and I'll break down all the details for you. But this is going to be very, very important. As you know here, inflation has been very, very high for the last nearly 2 years now, right? For the last year and a half or more, we've seen very, very high inflation. And again, it's taken a long time to come down. It's kind of interesting how that works, right? Inflation went up very, very fast, and now for it to come down, seems like it's going down really slow. Funny how that works out, right? Yeah, anyway, I'll keep you posted on that as we do get that final reading tomorrow morning for last month. However, now, that is going to be one key factor that we need to watch very closely. Now, next, Wednesday is also a very important day, and that's what I want to break down for you as well really quickly. Now, here's the thing. Starting tomorrow, the Federal Reserve is going to be starting their 2-day FOMC meeting. Now, they're going to be wrapping up their 2-day meeting right away on Wednesday. So here's the important part about this, and this is why I want to break this down for you. So, of course, we get the CPI data tomorrow morning, and then on Wednesday, we have the Federal Reserve wrapping up their 2-day FOMC meeting. Now, this is the meeting where they're going to be determining what's going to go on with interest rates. Are they going to raise? Are they going to pivot? Are they going to stop and just hold steady? Are they going to pause? What are they going to do? Well, this is going to be very important to pay attention to, because we've known that basically throughout the entire year so far, they've been aggressively raising interest rates, right? So since about June, they've been raising interest rates at a pace of 75 basis points each and every meeting. That's very aggressive. In fact, that's some of the most aggressive interest rate hikes that we've seen in decades. A very, very long time, okay? So here's the thing. We got to continue watching what the Federal Reserve is going to be doing as they wrap up their meeting on Wednesday. Now, this is the 2-day meeting. So they're going to come out with that announcement at 2 p.m. on Wednesday, East Coast time, by the way. So they'll come out with that initial announcement right away at 2 p.m. East Coast time, and then we'll be getting that information as far as, are they raising interest rates yet again? Are they going to maybe pause? Are they going to bring them down? What are they going to be doing? Now, the consensus as of right now is that they're going to raise interest rates yet again, another 50 basis points. So they've been raising 75 basis points for the last several meetings, but the anticipated number that they're going to come in at right now for the meeting on Wednesday is going to be 50 basis points rather than 75. So they're going to bring it down a little bit, but that is still pretty aggressive. Generally, they raise interest rates at 25 basis points. So it's still pretty significant compared to where they are actually have been generally when they do raise interest rates. Now, why are they doing this? Well, they raise interest rates as a result of bringing down inflation. This is their strategy for bringing the inflation down. Well, has it been working? That's anybody's guess at this point. But I mean, here's the thing. We saw that inflation topped out at 9.1% back in June, right? So like however many months ago that was, we saw inflation top out then. So like 6 months ago, we saw it top out at 9.1%. As of the last reading a month ago, it was at 7.7%. So over the course of all those months and all that interest rate increase, they brought it down, what is that, 1.4%? Wow. Good job, guys. You're really making headway these days, right? And at the end of the day, what does this mean for the consumer? What does it mean for us? Well, it means much, much higher prices on all the interest that we're paying on anything like credit card debt or any balances that we're carrying on credit card debt. It means that interest rates on mortgages, adjustable rate mortgages, auto loans, student loans, personal loans, lines of credit, literally any type of debt product that you may have out there, interest rates are going up. Now, here's the thing. Unless you're locked into a fixed rate on whatever type of debt that you have, then it's locked. Of course, fixed rate means fixed rate. You could have locked it in a year ago. You could have locked it in yesterday. Doesn't really matter when. But my point is, any type of fixed rate, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect that. However, anything that's adjustable, and there's a lot of adjustable interest rates on different debt products out there, that's increasing. And every time that the Federal Reserve raises interest rates, it's also reflected in in the interest rates that are collected, by the way. So what does this mean for us? Well, it simply means that if the Federal Reserve raises interest rates yet again, it just means that those interest rates on credit cards and things like that, yet again, going up. So that just means it's getting more and more expensive to float balances on credit cards. And again, not a very good thing right now, right? So I've been talking about it lately. Recently, the average interest rate on a credit card as of right now is about almost 22%. It's like 21.75% or something like that. It's crazy. Just under 22% is the average interest rate right now on a credit card. That's a lot of interest, right? And the more that we put balances on those cards, the more that interest rates go up. That just simply means it's more money that they're collecting, the big banks and all of these, credit card companies, that they're collecting from us, the consumers, from money that people generally don't have anyway, because that's why balances are being floated on credit cards. So you can see here, the cycle continues, and that is going to be the next announcement that we're going to be getting on Wednesday as well. So 2 very important days back to back. However, here's one interesting thing. Now that the Federal Reserve is going to be having their meeting on Wednesday, as in they're wrapping up their meeting, we're going to be getting that inflation data right away early tomorrow morning. Well, they start their meeting tomorrow as well, right? The Federal Reserve, they start their 2-day meeting. So they're going to be getting this inflation report right on cue so they can see the latest inflation data as far as, okay, we got the hot information right off the press here, and then they're going to be going into their meeting and saying, okay, now what should we do based on interest rates and based on this most inflation reading? So generally the calendar doesn't lay out quite like this, but this month it actually is, and it's laying out kind of perfectly for them, so they'll get the hot information right off the wire there with the inflation data, and then they're going to step into their meeting and start discussing what's going on here. Now, Jerome Powell will also be out, which, by the way, Jerome Powell is the chairman of the Federal Reserve. He will also be out shortly thereafter after the announcement on Wednesday. He'll be out shortly thereafter with the press conference, and he'll be talking to reporters and discussing a bunch of questions and basically laying it all out as far as what they foresee with the economy, with the inflation and things like this. Now, again, this is going to be very important to listen to what he says. Now, again, I'm not saying that you need to listen to Jerome Powell. I will listen to it, and I'll break down all the details for you in a future video over the next couple of days here when we do get that information out of him. But it's going to be pretty important here to see what happens with these couple announcements, and then, of course, the press conference with the chairman of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, shortly thereafter. So he indicated, maybe a month or so ago, he was out separately and indicated they're going to take into consideration with this next meeting here, over the next couple of days here, they're going to take into consideration what has gone on with the economy over the last 6, 8, 9, 10 months or so, and then they're going to take that into consideration with their next interest rate hikes. So Yeah, we'll have to see here. But again, these couple announcements here over the coming days are going to be very influential, and they're going to be very, very important when it comes down to these decisions. And again, like I said earlier, this is going to impact all of us in the short term in a pretty big way, because we got to continue watching inflation. What's it doing? And then what's the Federal Reserve going to do with their interest rate policy? Because that's going to impact all of us as well. It just simply means it's going to cost more to borrow any money that we might be floating right now on balances or anything like that. So anyway, yeah, some big stuff coming out here. And of course, I'll keep you posted with these details as we do get them. I'll continue watching everything closely, but I want to bring this to your attention because it's very important to pay attention to all this stuff, as it's going to impact all of us. Anyway, I'm here for you in any way that I can be. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, so you don't miss any videos going forward. And also stay tuned here over the next couple of days, as we're going to be getting some big announcements. And like I said earlier, over the last couple of days here, Congress is currently working on hundreds of billions of dollars worth of spending right now that they want to pass within the next 2 weeks or so. Yeah. So we'll see here. Congress has a bunch of different things up their sleeve. They're trying to jam it through Congress right now. We'll see what happens if they can actually get something done here. But they're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars of spending. So yeah, if only we could spend hundreds of billions of dollars in 2 weeks. Wouldn't that be fun? Honestly, I think we would struggle to figure out how to spend hundreds of billions of dollars. It's a lot of money. And once you start realizing what you can get for that, we would have a really hard time spending it. But Congress, don't worry, they don't have a problem. They have no problem spending lots of money. Really fast, by the way. So anyway, I'll keep you posted as I do get more details. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, enjoy your day, have a good one, and I'll catch you again later in the next video.